Well, hello, my friend. I've got a bunch of books here, a bunch of journals. Sometimes when I look at all of them, I'm like, how did you write in all of these? But they have changed my life, and I definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, know that they could change yours. And the thing is, with a journal, is that it kind of all depends on how you use it, if it's actually effective. I've had journals before where they just don't really work for me, and then there's no use. So, I'm going to go over the 4 most life-changing journals that I've ever used. So I'm going to break it down like this. A journal that you use every day without any prompts, just to journal in. A journal or a to-do list, you might say, planner, that is more structured for your day and your routine and getting tasks done. A journal, more big picture, that you might not do every single day, but the goal is to do it as much as possible. And it's going to help you get your life together and get the things that you really want happening for you laid out and have a framework for your future. So I feel like that's a really big, like bigger picture, meta kind of journal. And then lastly is sort of the same as this one, but in terms of meditation and mental growth. This one on meditation isn't just about meditating every day. It's about changing your mindset. So while this one is about changing your mindset and getting the bigger picture goals that you want done, this one's definitely more in terms of becoming the you up here that you want no matter what you have going for you. You don't have to do it every day, but the more often that you do it, the better it is. And I can attest to that for sure. And it's just mental shift. It's not so much of a what have I done today or accounting for my future goals. It's more about being happier on a day-to-day basis, regardless of the environment or your goals or your day-to-day life. Just how can you shift what's going on in this bad boy? So let's dive right into the first one, which is a daily journal and how impactful that has been for me. I have my first journal entry in here is no joke from like 5 years ago. September 11th, 2016 actually. Nope. Back it up. December 30th, 2015 is my first entry. So that's almost 5 years ago to the T. And something that I love about having a journal like that is that you can put it down and pick it back up anytime. There's no pressure. There's no asking anything of you. It's literally just a brain dump of whatever is important to get off your mind at that exact moment. So there's entries in here where I'm talking about things that I want to do. What are things that I can make my routine every day? And then I answer like meditate for 20 minutes, what I eat for breakfast, what I wear daily, like simplify my life, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll have diary type entries in here where I just kind of recollect the day and talk about how amazing the day was or how bad the day was. This one's like, I had a really shitty day. I had a really bad dream last night. Feels like I got no sleep. And I have often woken up right after a bad dream or a good dream and kind of recorded things down in here. Now I record my dreams into my phone because I just find it easier. I can pick up my phone and immediately start writing the dream down. If I don't have my journal, that's fine. But the thing I love about having something like this is, like I said, there is no framework for you. You can write anything you want in this. And as much as that may sound like, cool, great, I don't even know what I want to write. This might be the most impactful of all of the journals simply because you have no idea what your brain wants to say sometimes. And I know that can sound kind of weird, but we live in such a hectic daily lifestyle compared to the way that our animal brain is supposed to work. And we don't often have times of writing down our thoughts, which is crazy when you think about it. How do you spend all this time up in here all day long? There's got to be a moment when you put your thoughts down onto something, and even if it's in your phone. But pen and paper, I find, is just one of these things where it's like you feel yourself just going into it, and you can feel your hand just almost take off, like brrr. And so I highly recommend getting a journal like this. So there's lined pages, there's bullet journal pages, and there are just plain pages too, if I can find one. Yeah, there's also just plain pages. And I like a journal like that because it doesn't get boring. Your brain kind of always, and it has little succulent drawings all over it. So my brain is always excited for the next page. And I always find it interesting to like write in with the flowers and kind of go around them. But this isn't necessary. These are just the little things that kind of keep your brain excited to go back to it. But you may be different. You might just want a plain old moleskin journal. The only thing that I recommend with this is don't judge yourself. A journal like this should be something that you can just be honest with yourself. You don't have to show it to anybody, but when you look back on the things that you've written in a brain dump journal, we'll call it, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, 2 years from now even, you'll be so intrigued by what you write. I'm telling you, when I look back on these entries, I'm always dumbfounded and like deep in it for hours because I'm just like, I don't know. It feels like I'm reading somebody else's diary, but then it feels even more insane because it's me. It feels really great. And this connection to your past brain right in front of you. When else do we have that? But when we write in a journal. I mean, really ask yourself that. Is there any other way that you could connect to the most real time version of your past self than reading the words that you wrote on a specific day at a specific time? There's really nothing unless you have a video where you're like talking to the camera, addressing, you know, a diary type thing. You could do that, like a video diary or a vlog, I guess. But even so, with a vlog or a video diary, it often tends to go towards like you're talking to somebody else. With a diary, with a journal, you're talking to yourself. You're talking to nobody. You're unfiltered in so many ways, and that's the beauty of it. You look back on this, and for me, I find days where I'm telling myself I'm being my own therapist and I'm getting myself through so much, and there's days where I'm obviously so upset with myself and I'm talking about how upset I am with situations, you know, and there's all these different moods that I can find of myself, and I love the growth that I can see in a journal like this. Before I keep rambling on, I feel like that's the biggest thing that I should say about this before we move on to the planning journal is this is about growth. This is going to be the most profound getting to know yourself journal that you could go for, is a blank one where you let yourself like get to know you. So highly recommend that. And if you're curious, this is by Jill Bliss. I don't know if, I guess you could look that up. Jill Bliss journal. Yep, here you go. I'll show you what this is. Jill Bliss Succulents Eco Journal. I love it. I've had it obviously since 2015 and it's my favorite journal. I need a beverage break. Oh my God. I feel like this is kind of cute. I'm gonna take a thumbnail. That's not cute. Okay. Cringe. What I'm drinking, you should totally try. I feel like a lot of people haven't tried this. Cold green Earl Grey tea. Earl Grey is typically a black tea, but this is a green tea that is just so delicious. It's light, and if you've ever had Earl Grey, the flavors are like floral and it's almost like reminiscent of lavender in a way. Like when I first tried Earl Grey, I could have swore there was lavender in it. And I actually, somebody like corrected me in a store and they're like, no, honey, there's no lavender in it. And I was like, okay, I'm offended a little, but fine. It's green Earl Grey tea. It just, the color is magnificent. I don't normally drink it cold, but I put my leftover tea that I had hot in the fridge in a little cooler cup. Unnecessary information. I drank it this morning and I was like, oh my God. That is so good. So, I don't know. It's just incredible. You should definitely try it. Okay, on to the journals again. What you came for. The meat of this video. So, create today. I just read that out of like subconscious brain came out and was like, read off the prompt. This journal is just a really nice, I feel like bougie kind of feeling journal and looking journal. It's vegan leather, so it's super soft and just nice to touch. And it's by Lavender, who is a content creator on YouTube, and she makes these amazing journals. And I knew that I had to have it. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I love it. So Doug got this for me for my birthday. And the thing I like about having a planner like this, let's call this a planner journal. And the thing I like about this is that you have such the perfect amount of structure. So it's a date, You circle the day, which means this doesn't get old. You can use this all year. Why did it just get so dark? Okay, there we go. So the thing about this is I just love how there's always some kind of quote that changes with every page that's pretty inspirational and just gets you in the right frame of mind. And then today I want to feel, today's focus, most important task. And she gives you a prompt in the front and tells you like how, just an example, which I feel like is really nice. So it says, today I want to feel bold and confident. Today's focus, inspired creation. And sometimes I deviate from this a little bit and I kind of make it my own, but I just love how easy this is to categorize. You don't have to make a to-do list that feels hectic. You get to make one that has like, what are your most important tasks? I made a whole video on your MIT, your most important task, identifying that and doing 5 minutes on it. Whole video on the 5-minute rule. If you haven't seen it, go check that out. I'll link it here for you. Pause this video, open up another tab, keep playing this video, watch that one after. Step-by-step process for you. So most important tasks go up here. Then you have a to-do list with like more just random tasks that maybe are important, but they're not exciting. They're not the most important thing. If you died tomorrow, we don't need to do this shit. Okay? Then we've got self-care. I love that it's a heart instead of a box to check off. I think that's so cute. But all these things aren't necessary. These are just things I like. And you can always fill out your own journal like this. You could go and buy a blank journal like this and get a second one and then just start filling it out every day like this. I'll get my workout on here. I'll add meditation, anything like that. Just even like painting my nails sometimes I'll put on there. And then we've got notes, and then a section for I'm grateful for, and then today's wins. The thing I love about this is that nothing gets lost when you have a bunch of different sections in your journal like this. I have such a scattered mind when it comes to having a lot to do in a day, and I'll feel so just crazy about, oh my gosh, what do I tackle first? And that's how the 5-minute rule helped me so much, was just, okay, 5 minutes of one thing, let's mark these things off. And this, for me, helps so much to have a segmented journal with different sections, and I just can't recommend it enough. I will link all these journals below, but this is the Lavender Daily Planner, and I love it. What can I say? I love it. Tea break, check. Next, we're moving on to a journal that I never thought would come into my life. This company, Habit Nest, hit me up early in my YouTube days, and I was skeptical. I made a whole video on this journal, and I did not even think I was going to love it as much as I did. But I cannot recommend it enough. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this journal is definitely one for the bigger picture, the life goals that you have for yourself, shifting your mindset to become the person that you really dream of being. It helps you with this, I feel like, this beautiful balance of being very happy with who you are now and accepting who you are now, but also acknowledging the dreams for yourself that you have, the dreams that you know that you want to accomplish before your life is over. I love the layout of the journal. I'm going to try to show you a page that I haven't filled out because I feel like that's my business. I just don't want you to know that. Okay, so we're going to go to the end because I never finished this journal, which is totally fine. You never have to fully finish a journal. That's kind of fun. You might come back to it in a year or something. So the way that this journal is laid out is, we'll start with the first segment. So when you wake up in the morning, you will put, last night I slept at blank and I woke up today at blank. My most important task for the day is, which, boom, MIT, most important task, 5-minute rule, all this can go hand in hand. I will link the video below for the journal video. I'll link below the video that I made really going in depth on this journal, so I won't go too into detail, but the thing I like about this is that sometimes journaling can be really tough when you haven't started it. And you can tell yourself, oh, I can do this. I'm going to wake up and I'll just journal. And then you wake up and you end up getting coffee, getting on your phone, making breakfast, whatever. And you waste all this time, or maybe you spend your time doing something else. Point is, you don't end up getting to the journaling. So that's what I like about this journal, is that it's set up for you to help learn how to become the person you want to be. Bite by bite. Like I always say, you can't eat the whole cookie at once. This is one bite of the cookie at a time. And this journal will help so much with that. Every day, setting yourself up at night for the day ahead. It just helps so much to wake up and already have something written for you to go off of and say, here's what I'm doing. Okay, step 1, check. Step 2, check. Like, easy as pie. You don't even have to think. And that is such a nice thing for people like myself. If I wake up and start thinking too much, we're gonna have a problem, you know? All bets are off. I'm sorry, Journal. She's fine. Last but not least, this baddie. The meditation sidekick journal from the same company, Habit Nest, that made the last journal that I threw behind me for some cinematic reason. I'm sorry, journal. The thing that I like about this journal, which this is my least completed journal. They sent it to me later on, and I haven't finished it. But again, totally okay. But the thing I like about this is that you have, like the last journal, a plan for your meditation in the day. You have these entries from people and daily exercises before you start talking about meditation that get you into the mindset, that get you ready. It's like warming up before a workout, right? You need to warm up your muscles so that you don't just go into it and hurt yourself. It's kind of the same with meditation. You need to warm up your mind in order to get where you're trying to go. So this journal will really help you if you're trying to meditate and it's just tough for you, or you can't figure out how to find the time, or maybe you used to meditate and you fell off the train and you want to get back on. This is totally the perfect journal for you because, again, it helps you set up your meditation time before it even starts. And it's not asking a lot. It's not the kind of journal that you need to fill out a bunch of things. It just asks, today I will meditate at time for at least however many minutes you want, and you check off if you did that. One specific way in which mindfulness improved my day today. In what ways does my self-image or my beliefs and the way that I live, my actions, contradict? So is there anything that you're doing physically in your life that doesn't really match up with up here? And you may think that that's not the case, but I promise you, if you do some deep soul searching, baby, you will find there are some things that you got going on that ain't matching up. Body and mind and soul and all that. The trifecta, they need to match up. And this can help, just kind of peeling apart the onion, de-onioning yourself layer by layer and getting to some of the roots of your problems. And that's what meditation is really amazing, is it shows you, that's what meditation is really amazing, is that it takes away all forms of grammatic skill. No, that's what makes meditation so amazing, is that it kind of is like a treasure map to the unknown treasure in your life. And that may seem really cheesy, but it's the best way I can describe what it does for you, because you don't know what's on the other end of meditation. You don't know what gems you're going to find, but you're going to find some things. And it's going to be a thing that you keep finding gems. It's not like you find the loot and then it's all done. That's the best part about meditation that I've learned so far, and that I've heard from others that they've learned, is that it is just this consistent, juicy fruit tree that keeps giving fruit, and as long as you keep looking for it. And so I really like a journal like this. It helps you really dissect what's happening in your meditation. And if you're a good meditator and you meditate all the time, this is still a great journal for you. In fact, I might even recommend it even more, because how much more can you peel back that onion? You're already meditating. Why not start going deeper and start recollecting and journaling so that you can, like the benefits of this journal I was talking about, have a calendar, have a daily history of your meditation. And when you're 70 years old, that's going to be kind of cool to look back on, and to look back on some of the things that happened when you meditated and some of the changes mentally. And I just think that those kinds of things, I just geek out over that. I get so excited over having memorabilia from my life that kind of shows me who I was, because we're always changing and we always think we're this one person forever, but you're not the same person that you were when you were 10, right? You're not the same person that you were when you were in high school. Or if you're in high school, you're not the same as you were in middle school. So that's kind of the amazing thing about this, is that you're always changing. And with journaling, you get to hold on to the memory of those versions of yourself that otherwise you might just completely lose, and they're just gone with the wind, with the time. And I'm really sentimental about memorabilia and things. So for me, journaling is just like the ultimate gift to myself when I'm older that I'm gonna like geek out and cry over and just be so excited to read, because I'll be like, this was me, all these things, all these journals, like this was my mind. And what better joy? So I don't know how else to tell you, my friend. If you aren't journaling, there are so many avenues for you. I didn't even show you what bullet journaling could really be. And people go deep into that. That's like a whole thing. You can watch YouTube videos just on bullet journaling. There's so much you can do with journals. And there's so many amazing pre-made prompts in journals like this one for you and the one that I threw. So don't feel like you can't start journaling. Don't feel like you're not sure which one to start with. If you're not sure where to start, just get yourself a blank journal and start writing what happened in your day. And then go from there. You can always work your way up. You don't have to buy 5 journals at once. That's kind of overwhelming, honestly. But start somewhere. One bite of the cookie at a time, my friend, like I always say. And I think I might go make some cookies. So, my friend, I hope that you enjoyed this video starring my wonderful favorite journals. And again, I have everything linked below if you're interested in any of these journals. And let's get something written down. You don't even have to have one of these yet. Go ahead and open up the notes app on your phone. Take down some loose leaf paper if anybody even owns that anymore. Pencil, pen. Write a few thoughts down when you're done watching this video. And then go watch that 5-minute rule video, because I'm telling you, 5 minutes a day will change your life. All right, I love you so much, and I hope you have the best rest of your day. See you next time. Peace.